Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Thank you so much for being here. Let's see, you could have been just about any place else, but you decided to hang out here. I appreciate it. Let's see. Lydia Washington, thank you so much for being first. And let's see, who else is here? Joya Moore, Carolita Simone, Caroline, Adrian Burrow, Sonia Johnson, Amelia Rodriguez, Helen Marmon, Gwendolyn Daniels. Did I say Bunny Rose? Bunny Rose. Let's see. Emerald Derrick, Novi D. I know I didn't say that. Let's see. Lydia Washington. Oh, thank you so much for that, Lydia. I am still kind of numb about it, to be honest with you. All day I've had the urge to call her, which in a way I guess is kind of like she's still here, but she's not here. But yeah, I just had that urge all day. So I guess it's just not real yet. But yeah, but everyone in the family is remarkably calm right now. So, which is a good thing. Which is a good thing, as far as I know. Everyone is pretty calm and pretty chill. So, yeah, that's pretty much where I am and where we are right now. But thank you so much for that. Let's see who else is here. Brenda Gray, thank you very much. And a host of friends and others. Connie Balmer! Hey, Connie Balmer. It's from Switzerland. Yeah, but I guess I've been going through this list in my head. No more trips to the doctor, no more grocery store runs, and that kind of thing. So I'm definitely going to miss that. And of course, all of the stuff that my aunt would get from QVC. Yeah, my aunt loved QVC, loved it, and so mostly I would say, "Here, try this. This is from Trader Joe's," and then she would order stuff from QVC. Here, try this. This is from QVC. So we had that going back and forth. So yeah, that's the kind of stuff that I'm going to deeply, deeply miss. Yes, the pot stickers, you remember. Yeah, the pot stickers. And you know what? She had just got me another haul, and I told her to hang on to it because my freezer was too full. Well, don't you know, now I have the room for it, but my freezer was too full. So yes, that's the one that would order the pot stickers from QVC. So I still have some. I still have some. But yeah, we would have our pot sticker day. Yeah, thank you so much for remembering that. That's really sweet. Okay, let me see here. I'm gonna take me away. Hopefully the microphone doesn't go out, but we'll see. So, eggs a la king. See what I did there? Eggs a la king. Remember chicken a la king? Same thing. Eggs a la king, chicken a la king. They're both foul. Huh? I just did that. Foul. They're both foul chicken. Whether it's chicken a la king or egg a la king, they're both foul. Okay, it'll catch up to you. You have to let it stew for a little while. Let's see. What do we have here? Oh, by the way, I just happened to see this while I was prepping. So I made this specially for you. Callie Jen, thank you so much for buying me some coffees. Thank you very much for the coffees. I made you your own little slide. Coffee's so good that I have to sip it with my brass knuckle cup, my knuckle duster cup. Um. Oh, and today there was this spare, now in paperback, October 22nd, 2024. You can pre-order it today. So if you didn't fancy the hardcover book, now it's available in paperback. Or let's say you want to gift one to, I don't know, a friend or family or whatever. Now it's in paperback. So don't forget that October 22nd, Spare by Prince Harry. Oh, thank you so much, Esmeralda. Yeah, I still like at that weird point. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah. Yeah. And you don't know how many times I'm looking at the clock. I'm like, oh, I can call her before she goes to bed when I'm done with Royal Sussex. Yeah. There's been many of time. And discover the global phenomenon that tells an unforgettable story of love, loss, courage, and healing. Spare by Prince Harry. The Duke of Sussex is out now in paperback. Um, oh, I didn't get that link for you. But anyway, let me grab that link for you really fast. It is out now in paperback. Um, there we go. Won't take but a second. Okay. Wait, how come I haven't? Oh, okay. I was all the way at the other end. I'm like, how come I haven't seen that before? Okay, I got the link for the paperback. I think so. Okay, copy? No. Oh, Lord, I just put cut. Okay, let me do that again. Copy. And there is paste. Okay. And then let me go and verify that that actually works. Okay. Yes, it does. That is correct. So I'm going to pin that to the top of the chat. And if you're interested in the spare, there it is. Okay. There we go. Okay. Maurice Brown, thank you so much for being here. Thank you very much, Jules Ryder. Oh, 3 years. Oh my goodness. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah. Oh, and I forgot to make this put the slide up. It is October, which of course is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Early detection is the key to survival. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Don't forget, October. Make sure you reach out to just about anyone you think needs to know this, that it is October and it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Also, take some time to read some literature about it. It is more survivable than ever. Cancer isn't what it used to be. So that's important to know because it can be pretty scary. If you don't have all the information. So um, do remember October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Okay. Oh, thank you, Helen Marmon. Let me get back over here. And all right. So this happened today. Well, actually, this is an old one. This one is from August. I don't know how I missed this one. Prince Harry, more of the best looking men in Hollywood history. Don't know how I missed that one. And I'm thinking maybe that was, it says people right there, but is that for that? Okay, the Herald Weekly, I guess that must be their people section. But anyway, Buckingham bad boy, which I don't like that. Prince Harry has been known for causing, oh, never mind. But anyway, he was on a list a while ago. But then today happened the 50 hottest men of all time. Of all time? Now, to limit it to 50, and then who would you make the top 50? I actually took the time to show you the list. However, you can read all of the information for each individual listed on the list if you go to the Harper's Bazaar article. But anyway, I'm going to share who's on the list for you. Let's see. So obviously, Prince Harry is number 25 on the list. Prince Harry makes number 25. And also, I think Prince Harry should be on a best dressed list. I don't know if they have ever put him on one, but he should be on a best dressed list. But there we go. The 50 hottest men of all time. From James Dean to what is it? ASAP Rocky and all that's in between. Yeah. ASAP. Am I saying that right? ASAP. Yeah, I think that's right. ASAP Rocky. I'm looking at that dollar sign. I'm like, what are we doing here? Oh, Deb 89, you might be a little disappointed. You might be a little disappointed. I'm telling you, they left a lot of people off the list. A lot of people. Well, anyway, let's get to it. So there's no shortage of beautiful men in Hollywood, from old Hollywood icons to contemporary heartthrobs. Sexiness is a through line for some of the most famous male celebrities to have ever graced our screens. But how exactly do we define sexiness? As it turns out, it has much less to do with simply the angles of these men's chiseled jaws or the contour of their muscled abdomens, although those factors certainly help. Instead, it has everything to do with how they carry themselves through confidence, their skill, and their charisma. From James Dean to Michael B. Jordan, the following 50 men have enough star quality to charm the entire globe. Keep scrolling ahead to see who made it on our list of the most beautiful men of the last 6 decades. Like I said, this list does not do well. Okay, let's just get to it. So we have number one, James Dean, and Marlon Brando, Cary Grant, Rock Hudson, Paul Newman. So far, so good. Elvis Presley, Steve McQueen, Robert Redford, Clint Eastwood. I mean, yeah, it's good. But still, it doesn't explain all the people that's missing. Thank you, Patricio. Thank you for that. Richard Gere, Denzel Washington, Kurt Cobain, George Clooney. Now, listen, I'm very sympathetic to, you know, Kurt Cobain, but isn't that kind of like a honorary mention? I mean, he wasn't on, he wasn't around that long, and I don't think that he had like a global impact of that type of notoriety. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I think they kind of Oh, um, no. No, no, no. Brad Pitt. Okay. Well known. Leonardo DiCaprio. Okay. He's a big star. Oh, did I do that wrong? Oh, how did I do that 3 times? Oh Lord. Okay, so Leonardo DiCaprio, um, Ricky Martin, and Heath Ledger. Gosh, I hope these are the only ones that I messed up. I had to do this manually, right? Oh wait. Yeah, okay. So, Jared Leto. Well, I'm gonna tell you, for someone over 50, he looks good. I mean, Jared Leto, can you believe he's over 50? And Pharrell Williams, I think he may be over 50 as well. And these are very recent pictures of those two. Not all of these are recent pictures. Like, for instance, look at Justin Timberlake. That's not a recent photo. And Lenny Kravitz, okay, okay. Still, I'm going to just say a few of these people, I won't name the ones. I think they could replace them with a Billy D. Williams or somebody else from the past. Patricio Marcel, thank you for 38 months membership. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, they could kind of pull a few of these out of there and replace them with someone else. Ryan Philippe, Idris Elba, Jake Gyllenhaal, Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, makes number 25 on the list. And I have to say, with all bias intended, Harry has been rocking it these past few years. He has been rocking it. So, plus, Harry is like a living action figure, is he not? Um, oh, and I got to tell you something funny. The last time my aunt was over, I put a picture of Prince William on my phone. I wish I could have recorded her reaction. Now, listen, I did not tell her what to say or think or feel. I just showed her his picture, and she went, yuck. Oh, you should have saw the disgusted look she had on her face. She had such a disgusted look on her face. I showed her a photo of Prince William, and that was, I mean, come on, 83 years old. You don't expect someone of 83 to go, yuck. But that was her reaction. That was her gut reaction. Okay. And John Stamos, Tyson Beckford, really? Orlando Bloom, and Ryan Gosling with that rather, you know what I'm saying? Um okay. I'm gonna give it to Tyson because Tyson modeled. John Stamos, yeah, people have always made a fuss about John Stamos with those very intense Greek features. But Orlando Bloom and Ryan Gosling, why are you here? Why are you here? Nah, they could take them off and replace them with someone else. And Ryan Reynolds too. John Legend, babyface John Legend. Okay. Bradley Cooper. Okay. Channing Tatum. Oh, all 4 of these. I'm not saying they don't belong on a list, but reaching the top 50, you know what I'm saying? Yes, Legs. Yes. Shamar Moore. Yes, Shamar Moore. Absolutely. He deserves it. Um, Now you see, John Hamm, I'm just going to give it to him because of everything that he used to be. He's not bad now, but John Hamm, always good looking. But these other three, it seems like it's enough just to be famous and successful. But there's nothing. They must be talking about beautiful personalities. Again, why is Drake on this list? Michael B. Jordan, definitely. David Beckham, sure. Uh, I'm having issues. Remy Malik, Donald Glover. uh, Joe, you know what? He's just so butch. Give it to him. ASAP Rocky, sure. But again, we're saying for all time. I don't even know who this Alexander, what's his name is, and Dave Patel, rather. Uh, this list really took a downward spiral the further you get past 25. Now, Henry Cavill, Chris Hemsworth, action figures, definitely. Um, Zayn, listen, Zayn is pretty on the worst of occasions, but and is it my again good looking, but all time. There's a few of these people that, and then this is who they finish with. I don't know who this is. He's some kind of filmmaker. Uh, I'm just thinking of all time. Yes, where is Sean Connery? Where is Sean Connery? Now, if they were to say for here and now, I would be in agreement with most of them, sure. But for all time, let's go back and take a look at that and see what the oh yuck. Let me see. Let me go back and see how they worded that. Okay. 50 hottest men of all time. Yeah, of all time. Yeah. Let's say here and now. But for all time, I think they are stretching it a bit. Thou dost protest too much. I think they are stretching it a bit. Yeah, they doing too much, y'all. They doing too much. It's um it's a nice little exercise of who's interesting for the moment, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. Let me squeak into my chair. Oh boy. I was standing at my desk. As you know, I have a standing desk, but the best thing about the standing desk is that you can lower it back down when you're ready to take a seat. So, for the sake of my back, I'm up and I'm down. Well, and let's not forget the cast of Emily in Paris, right? I mean, they definitely went for the eye candy. I mean, there's just so many people that's off of this list. Um, Let me see who else. Well, anyway, we could be here all day. The point is, there's a lot of people that should be here that is not. So, yeah. Okay. Yeah, and what's his name? Gosh, what was his name? Old Dog, Mad Dog, Boys in the Hood, the one who doesn't seem to age. Um, Calvin Lockhart. Calvin Lockhart. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, the National says King Charles and Queen Camilla were greeted with protests while attending a church service in Sydney as part of their tour of Australia. The king has already been snubbed by senior politicians in Australia who have better things to do, like wash their hair, change the air in their spare tires. There's all manner of things, but one thing that they could not be bothered with is old childbearing hips Windsor. They just could not be bothered. Aboriginal protesters arrested during King Charles Sydney tour. Well, as you can see right there, the moment Aboriginal protesters arrested during King Charles Sydney tour. I am going to play the sound bite for you. This guy was screaming to beat the band, and then he was shouted down by the people. You see the guy with the green vest on there, the Hy-Vee vest. He and a bunch of other people back there, they shouted him down, which was just awful. But he was by himself protesting, and which took a lot of courage because it just that takes a lot of courage when you're the lone person in a mob like situation. There's nothing more frightening than a mob of people. I don't care what color they are. Mobs can be very, very scary. I try to avoid them. Okay, so here we go. And the king of life, you have the blood on your head of invasion. You are a nation of thieves. You are. So, as you could hear, just as he was getting warmed up, they started yelling, God save the king, and all that kind of stuff. I'll play the from the beginning again. The king of thieves and the king of liars. You have the blood on your head. You have the blood on your hands of invasion. You don't win. You don't win. You don't win. You don't win. You're a nation of thieves. So, yeah, he yelled to the crowd, "You guys win! You guys win! You're a nation of thieves! You guys win!" I have to say, it took a lot of courage for him to stand out there by himself and express his frustration. It's only because there has not been a proper dialogue that you have someone like this gentleman, and of course, Lydia Thorpe, reach a point of frustration to yell out loud, hoping that someone will listen to them. Lydia Thorpe did ask Charles for a meeting. And of course, he refused because he's a coward. So let's see. Leg says King Charles III understands he always was busy when Harry visited. Yeah. Thank you for that, Legs. Absolutely. Absolutely. Since, it is understood that anytime Harry comes to visit, you had a thing or got a thing or whatever, then he should know just as well as anybody how odd it is, but yet necessary for people of certain positions to just pull a Houdini anytime they are needed. So, yeah, they pulled a Houdini on them. uh, okay. And so, right here, King of Thieves, King Charles faces down Aboriginal protesters during Australia tour after crazed Aussie senator outburst. Um, Now, that group with the sign down with the crown rather, I don't know if that's there to be honest. I think it is, but I'm not sure. I couldn't find a wider angle of that. But oh, Patricia, thank you so much for the super, 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 super sticker. I really, really do appreciate that. And thank you so much for being a member actually for quite some time. And I do appreciate it. Thank you. That's very kind of you. And thank you for supporting this channel for as long as you have. And I tell you guys, it actually helps me out a lot to be working right now. So I couldn't think of any place else I would rather be in the moment. So I do thank you all for being here. It's very kind of you. So thank you very much. Okay. Thank you again. Uh Charles, King of Australia, you gotta be kidding. King Charles faces another day of protest as he rounded up his tour. Now, what they mean by that is that I believe he's going to Tonga or Fiji or something like that. Protesters chanted black. Oh, yeah. The protesters chanted Black Lives Matter. And of course, Lydia Thorpe considers herself a black woman, even though I forget which side of her family is of European descent, but she considers herself a black woman. And that really warms my heart because one of the things that the politicians, like right now, there's someone running for president who wants to take away the black identification from the vice president in order to divide the support that she would normally receive, whether it's from coworkers, friends, neighbors, anyone who identifies her as being African American. It is very important for the enemy to try to strip her of that very important ethnic identification. That is how she was raised, and that is how she identifies. Her mother encouraged her to identify with her African roots, not discouraged her to, you know, uh, embrace her Asian roots, but principally African American. And that's very confusing for a lot of people that are not in the United States. We're not born in the United States, but I didn't grow up with the notion of this person is lighter or darker, and therefore this one is black and that one is not. I wasn't raised like that. I know some people in other countries have been raised that way, and here it was like that in the past. But part of the civil rights movement was a consolidation of that community, of this community. Also, it was enshrined in the law, wasn't it? The one drop rule. So not only was it embraced by those of us that identify as African Americans, it was enshrined in the law. If you're one drop, guess what? You're not one of us. So it's a long tradition of that here. So I'm very encouraged by the fact that she identifies herself as a black woman, meaning that she will not ever turn her back on the side of her family that has been discriminated against, that have suffered from a genocide. So, some very heavy topics were mentioned during this visit, and they're not responding. They're not paying attention, as Charles is very, very adept. He's ignoring everything. And that's why he's such a failure as a man, as a father, and as a king. On all of those fronts, he is a failure. If I had $1 billion duchy, I could start a charity and go to the galas and pin medals on people. That would be easy. Charles hasn't started a charity or a foundation from scratch without a huge duchy at his beck and call, without the celebrity of being the Prince of Wales. But I won't take that away from him. He did not have to do it, and he did. That's about the only thing that I can think of that that man has ever gotten right. Other than that, he is a buffoon. And I'm glad that people are reminding him how corrupt and foolish he is. Very corrupt person. Oh, thank you, Jules Ryder. I'm just looking at a couple of your comments here. Oh, thank you, Deb89. You know how I love to get on my soapbox. uh, oh, the Island Lady. Yes, we should do the Island Lady. Absolutely. Gotta have those words of wisdom from her every so often. Yeah, you know, someone in Spaces today was just saying how out of touch Charles is. That, okay, the way she put it, she said they do their internal polling and they think that they're on the right course. Not to mention, they have their courtiers that tell them that they're on the right course. And they believe that this hardline approach that they have used against Harry and Meghan is the proper way to go. But it diminishes them more than they could ever possibly realize, especially with the generation that they're going to need, or generations that they will need to sustain that institution. So let me see. What does that say? Lydia is the only Indigenous person in Parliament who has the guts to talk about these matters. Yeah, and you know what Lydia said? Lydia Thorpe said that she has another 3 years of her term, and that she is not there to serve the crown, that she is there for her people, and that she intends to use her platform to speak on behalf of the First Nation people. And again, remember, as I said yesterday, if I'm correct, I believe New Zealand, Canada, and a couple of other places have a treaty with the British government. With the British government. These realms where Charles is the head of state, they have a treaty. Australia does not. And Lydia Thorpe yelled, "Give us a treaty." She wants to talk to Charles about a treaty, among other things. And let's see, perspectives from our elders. By the way, if just in case anybody missed what happened when Lydia Thorpe, I'm just going to go ahead and play that right now. Under the odd chance that maybe you missed that, let me go ahead and do that. Okay, here goes. I love the F bombs on the way out. I love the F bombs on the way out. Um, uh, now, Professor Tim Wilson was very disturbed by the fact. Now, he's a big royalist, but he said that it didn't seem proper that Lydia Thorpe was removed from her parliament. That is her parliament. Charles is a guest. And for her to have an outburst, it may not have been attractive for people to look at. It may not have been welcomed, but did they have a right to remove her? I mean, it was as if it was, it was like she was detained. What's another word for detained? Arrested. She was detained and removed from Parliament. That is not Charles' house. That is Lydia's house. That house belongs to the people of Australia. And for anyone who says that she doesn't have a right to use her voice, if she was elected by her peers, by a community of people, if she was elected, which she was elected, then she has a right to speak out. She has a right to debate. Politics has always been messy. Oh, no, I have not seen that. I have not seen that. Is it on YouTube? Because I would love to see it. I would love to see it. Rabbit proof fence. This sounds very interesting. Rabbit proof fence. Okay, check one, two, three. There we go. We're back in business. Oh, thank you, Sonia Johnson. Thank you very much. All right, we're back in business. Still don't know why that happens. So, if you take a look right here, uh, what do we got here? Someone, someone added the Minnie Mouse, Mickey Mouse, Fantasia, and of course, I don't know which mouse Charles is supposed to be. I guess that's childbearing hips mouse, but someone added the ears, and you know what? um, Given some of the heavy topics that's being discussed while they're visiting, a couple moments of levity is probably required. So uh, I'll take it. I'll take it. They are a big joke, so I'll take it. Now, take a look on the right, and you will notice the difference between the crowd size for Princess Diana versus the crowd size for Godzilla, the Queen Consort. You will notice that there is a huge amount of people, tens of thousands, it appears, for Princess Diana. But for that other one, not so much. Not so much. I mean, take a look. Princess Diana, Godzilla, the Queen Consort. There is a huge difference in the amount of people that showed up for Princess Diana oh so many years ago. And then right here, Graham Smith says, I'm a strong critic of protest laws and policing in the UK, but unlike in Australia, protesters would be allowed up alongside spectators. Everyone's allowed up to the barriers without all this over the top security. We were told bluntly no protests would be allowed near the royals. Again, no protests will be allowed near the royals. Now you can see where the Opera House is located, and you can see where Graham Smith has taken this photo. They were not allowed to express themselves freely in what is said to be an open, free, and democratic country. Yep, they were restrained at a certain point and not allowed to go any further. Here's another view. There is the Opera House in the distance, and this is where they were restricted. Please, no more shower curtain prints. Oh, look at there. Somebody had an aching hoof. Yes, someone was suffering from an aching hoof. Yes, the hooves. Someone had an aching hoof and had to take off their horseshoes and go barefoot. Isn't that something? But then again, if I didn't know better, I would think this was an attempt by Godzilla, the Queen Consort, to try to steal Harry's thunder. You know, Harry loves to go barefooting, but no, I'm just kidding. I think it's because um, they probably need to get a veterinarian in there to take a look at her feet. As a matter of fact, the guy in the dark suit, or maybe the lady in the gray suit, maybe, just maybe, that's a veterinarian. You know how some heads of state travel with their physician? Well, maybe Charles you know, for the sake of his wife, travels with a veterinarian. Yeah, that's it. He's traveling with a veterinarian. How smart and enterprising, huh? Yeah, that is quite enterprising. uh, that is so bad. I can't stand them. Well, they're still talking about they're still saying that well, let's see, let me show the video. They're still saying that someone may have been a bit um sway sway. Yeah, they're saying that someone may have been a bit sway sway. Yeah. Let me see, where is it? They didn't seem to be so sure on their feet. Oh, and by the way, you know why they were yelling hip hip hooray? They were trying to drown out the protesters. That's why they were yelling hip hip hooray. That was intended to drown out the protesters. And again, the protesters were kind of far away and unable to freely express themselves because they would not allow them near um, Fred and Gladys. Yep, that's why it's so difficult to hear them. Now let's get to this excellent story. You may recall that the Guardian newspaper, they actually had an article, or is it a magazine? They had an article about eggs, the incredible edible egg. And as you know, there was a young man who was arrested and given community service. Oh, let me see here. No treaty, as Australia was occupied under terra nullius. The doctrine that states land is unclaimed because the people haven't formed what the invaders consider a proper form of government. Isn't that just awful? Isn't that just awful? Gosh, that's terrible. Yeah, so this is, well, I used to call him Egg Boy, which was probably not the best thing. But I used to call him Egg Boy. And he listed he had a whole laundry list of offenses, including the type of people that the royal family associate with that later on turns out to be a bit perverted, right? Those kind of people. I mean, he went through a whole list as they arrested him. Well, anyway, since that time, he's cut his hair, he's done some community service. Now, this is what happened today. Police confiscated dozens of eggs as they were taken into custody, although the British media is reporting that the tour has been excellent. The arrest of the egg shades a doubt on the assumption. In other words, I'm sorry, in other news, that is, the reporter confirms that there were no eggs present at either of Harry and Meghan's tour. But as you can see here, they were ready to unleash on somebody, but the police confiscated it. Yeah, so you could actually see the police officer collecting the eggs and walking away. Interesting, huh? Now, I don't know who the eggs belong to, but they were going to make a fool out of Charles III, and it was toward it, as they say. So, not everyone in the crowd is really there to be friendly. Obviously not. How they got the eggs into that area, I don't know, but very, very, very funny. So again, this is Egg Boy. This is where it all started. That is Egg Zero, and that was when. And you could even see there in the UK in the background, someone has a sign, "Not my king." Protests have followed Charles since the day of accession. There has been protests. As soon as the Queen died, people took to the streets, and they haven't stopped since. And I promise you, it is only going to get louder and louder. And it just goes to show what an awful person Charles is, that he can have his mystery illness, which he won't disclose, only that is cancer. He can have this mystery illness, and yet there are people booing him, prepared to pelt him with eggs, which I don't condone. I don't think anything should be thrown like that because it's so easy. Like I said, I don't really care for mobs. It's so easy for those things to get out of hand. A verbal protest, sure, a peaceful protest, but um, throwing things, not only can you get, the public person, the famous public person or politician, not only could they get hurt, but innocent bystanders could be trampled or anything. So it's just not a good idea because in the confusion, panic sets in and terrible things can happen. So yeah, I don't condone it. But I understand it. I understand the frustration. There on the right, you can see a illustration of what is he? Fear not, sir. We shall not rest until we have rounded up every chicken in Yorkshire. Bark, 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 bark. uh, but yeah, these are a few of the older images that I saved. And of course, the reason why I show Charles in this egg factory is because this guy is a glutton for punishment. You would think after almost being pelted with eggs that you wouldn't go any place near even a hen or what a rooster, whatever. But no, Charles is a glutton for punishment. He goes to an egg factory of all places. And of course, yesterday there's Charles Nelson Riley. You see the guy with the glasses on? Those are two pictures of the same person. Um, as you can see, when Charles was in Wales, you see that photo of Charles there in the center. That see how the corners of his mouth is turned down. When that happened, he reminded me of Charles Nelson Riley. Gosh, he looks just like him. Like, oh, that was when the guy was asking him, "How come we have to pay for your parade?" Anyway, I love that face. And this illustration came out today. Make way for the king. Oh, never mind. Because the guy's like, who? Who? Even though there's a lot of people in that plaza and everything, there were so many people in Australia who didn't even know that Charles was coming. I promise you, there were a lot of people. Now that there's blanket coverage all over the news there, I'm pretty sure that is pretty known. But up until he and Godzilla landed, most people didn't even know that Charles was coming to Australia. And of course, you ordered something from, let's say, Saks Fifth Avenue's catalog, Macy's. You ordered something from some fine establishment. And what did you get? Timo. So on the right, Saks Fifth Avenue. On the left, Timo. Charles and Queen Godzilla just recreated Meghan and Harry's famous Sydney Opera House photo. Um, Not really, because there's no broad distribution of that photo anywhere. This is the only place where I've seen something close to it. Um, I don't think it worked out the way that they wanted it to, and so I'd be really surprised if you see this image anytime after today. It's just not iconic for them. Been there, done that. Been there, done that. It's not theirs. That's Harry and Meghan's moment, and we all know that. Let me see. They knew Charles was there when they heard hooves. Yeah, when you hear something that sounds like horseshoes clacking along the cobblestone streets or whatever, then obviously Charles is near. That means he's brought his consort with him. Gosh, it's hard for me to say that consort. But thank you, YM Droid. And let me see. Uh oh, I have a soundbite for you. I have a soundbite for you. I am I just about done? I think I am. I think I am just about done. Let me see. What do I have left here? Yes, I have this, and then I believe after this I am done. So let me play this for you. Um, it is in reference to guess who? Uh, oh, this was so bad.
And that's the story that we try to tell on the show.
And has it made you become a royalist, finding all this out, or were you a royalist?
Kind of was. Do you know what? When I was a kid, I grew up in Cheltenham in Gloucestershire, and you know I like a chat.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I did a sponsored silence at school. My headmaster wrote to Princess Anne as the president of the Save the Children charity. She invited me to her house.
Oh, wow.
I know.
And what was it like?
It smelled of dog. I said that. Said it to. It was like, when I was 11, give me a break.
Would you say nice to meet you?
There was toys everywhere. And she was, do you know what? She was utterly lovely and charming and warm. And subsequently, I've had her nieces on the podcast that I do, White Wine Question Time. So I had Princess Eugenie on.
Oh, wow.
Fascinating.
Why do you think we are so fascinated with the royals? Because it's very different to celebrity. It's almost a lot more mysterious.
You're born into office for a start.
Right.
So I think there's a fascination from all of us as human beings. And that's the story that we try to tell on the show.
So let me get this straight. She was in whatever she said she was in, and she was invited to Princess Anne's house, and it smelled of dogs. I find that hard to believe. I mean, we're talking about the daughter of Queen Elizabeth II, the longest reigning monarch. Oh, yeah. Okay, I could believe it. I could believe it. As a matter of fact, if you look on top of the telly, it looks like there's a urn up there that was once a horse. There's one in front of the television that may have been a dog. Looks like there's been quite a mass of canines that have gone through that house. Over the years that Princess Anne has lived there. So, yeah, she literally said that Princess Anne's house smelled of dogs. I could not believe it. I mean, she know we can hear her, right? Oh, but that's our Afro Annie. And that's what we love about her. Is she just don't care. She's like, come on over and smell some dogs. She don't care. The fact that she kind of lives like Fred G. Sanford is endearing, if you ask me. Let's see. Let's do the comparison. Oh, I couldn't get that photo to open. Let me try it again. I was going to try to show you Fred Sanford's place in comparison to Afro Annie's place, but if you ever watch Sanford and Son, you get the picture. But yeah, she said that Afro Annie's house smelled of dogs. What would be really funny is if you know what would have been really funny is if she said that to Princess Anne, which she did, and Princess Anne would have come back with, "But we don't have any dogs. We've never had dogs." That would be a riot. Anyway, that was brutally honest. So, anyway, thank you very much again, everyone, for the constant support for Royal Sussex and among other things. We have quite a community here. And one of the things that I'm very proud of and I find very, very refreshing is that people in this community uplift and support one another. Most times is anonymously, but that is also part of it. So let's see here. So today, Nathan, who is not exactly a squatty, but a friend of the Sussex squad, upon hearing about the loss of my aunt, actually scratched her name into the sand. He's in California right now, and I told him to please make sure you go and see a sunset for me. So he did, and he put my aunt's name, Renee. He put her name there with an eternity symbol um, at the sunset, which was a very, very, very beautiful thing to do. So I was very touched by that. So um, yeah, that was a very sweet gesture. One of the things I was told years ago is to make sure you see a California sunset. And it took me about 20 years before I finally actually made good on that promise that I would do it. And it did not disappoint. They have such a beautiful sunset in California. Um, I don't know if it's the the particle matters of the brush fires and fossil fuels, whatever it is, it makes for a beautiful sunset. But again, thank you all very much. Love you guys. And I will be back tomorrow for certain. I don't know what the arrangements are for my aunt just yet, but I'm thinking it will be at least a week or more. So things are still very fresh. But um, anyway, everyone in the family seems to be doing very well. Um, and it's just getting past the strangeness of it. Like right now, I I can't make my usual late night phone call, which is going to be something to get used to. So, but um, I think what's very important is when you do have a loss, you have to live not just every day to the fullest, but take the everything that you've learned, everything that you shared, all of those experiences, you get to keep that. You get to take that with you. And that is something that I've always cherished with anyone that I've lost in my life. So is that I keep them with me. And that is a very comforting thing. So excuse me. Thank you all very much. And I will see you very soon. Love you guys. And don't forget, it is October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. All right. Cheers for now. And let's end with the Ginger Avenger.
And I love Prince Harry, and Prince Harry should be king. He should be king. Prince Harry, not William. William and all of them in there, Camilla is the wicked witch of the devil himself, because she is part of why Princess Diana is not here. I do not like them. I am from the islands, and we don't need them in the Caribbean. Get lost. Demolish the monarchy. This is 2023, okay? And I will support Harry 100%. I do feel for him. Yes, I do. And everything in the book is the truth. And Charles is the monster, not Harry. Harry is no monster, not Meghan. He is bringing the story out right now. They are evil people. They are not nice. Behind the wall, we all are one human being, and behind that wall there are no difference with me and you and any other Brits. Give the people back the money. They are just welfare recipients living off the taxpayers of the British people, and the British people are stupid supporting that nonsense monarchy. It is nothing. It's just a title. It means nothing, a title. I'm angry at them.